Yo 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 yo.
You ran out of breath?
I ran up in here, man. I was running late. I was on the elevator with 3 other morning radio guys.
That was running late?
They all ran late.
Elvis Duran and Jim Kerr, baby. Okay, so everybody's focused this morning, clearly.
Well, Kerr been here since 5 a.m. He probably went down and smoked a cigarette.
I don't know. We all came up in the elevator together, buddy.
All right. Good morning, Yee.
Hey, good morning, Envy.
Charlamagne the God.
Shamala.
Shamala
Peace
God.
to the planet. It's Thursday.
Yes, it's Thursday.
Yes, today is Angela Bassett's born day, too. I think that's cause for a celebration. Drop one of clues bomb for Angela Bassett. How old do you think Angela Bassett is? And I'm just going off aesthetics.
I'm looking at the list, but
never mind.
Now we know.
Yeah, now I know, but yeah.
But just off aesthetics, how old do you think Angela Bassett is?
Come on, Revolt, put up a picture. Okay.
She looks about.
I would say about 50.
She don't look
45.
50. Yeah, she definitely don't look 50.
A good 45 too.
She looks younger than 50.
She about, I say between. Yeah.
But she is 60 years old today.
60 years old. Happy birthday to her.
Drop one of clues bomb for Angela Bassett. Legend.
Today's also Young Thug's birthday. How would you look at him and think he is?
Yeah, put a picture of Young Thug.
47.
Put a picture of a Young Thug.
47 years old. He look too old to have Young in front of his name.
No.
That's a fact.
Let me see, Revolt. Come on, Revolt.
Young Thug is 27 years old today.
Yeah, he's
what I'm
27 years old today.
Lived a hard life.
Now,
Clearly.
It's also Steve Carell's birthday today. The Office is one of my favorite shows ever.
There's Young Thug. Look, Young Thug.
47? Hard 47 too. Hard 47.
All right, now.
But you know what? Salute to Angela Bassett again. You know why?
Why?
Because out of all those people, she's the only one that's ever graced this room. All right? Okay? So drop on the clues bomb for Angela Bassett. Yes.
All right.
Okay. No, isn't Tory Bricks from around in South Carolina?
Today Tory born day too?
Yeah, so today's Tory Bricks.
Dropping the clues bomb for the homie Tory Bricks.
Whoa. What'd you
The
call her?
homie Tory Bricks.
What?
I was trying to say homie, but I was saying her name at the same time, so it came out Hori, but it's homie. That's the homie.
Wow.
That's my partner right there. I actually talked to Tori a couple days ago.
Yeah, okay, well,
Did you
today's
tell
her
her happy
birthday.
birthday?
Oh, I'm going to tell her that today.
She's 28. Happy birthday
That
to
is a
Tory
fact.
Bricks.
Well, yesterday I had my book club, which was great. We had Mickey Taylor. She has her book out, editor-in-chief, and you might know her from Essence Magazine forever. She was talking about just even working with Rosa Parks back in the 70s and working at Essence when it was at a brownstone.
Damn, how old is she?
Let's just say she celebrated 36 years of marriage just recently. But
All right.
very fashionable, great conversation.
How old would Rosa Parks be now?
I don't know.
Me neither. Was she in the 70s, 80s maybe?
I don't know. Well, today is also National Tell a Joke Day, too.
Nah, we good on
Don't do that.
I got a joke. Stop the
we
music.
good on that.
You worry about National Rum Day.
So if a horse lived next door to you, what would the horse be?
If the neighborhood horse.
Neighbor. You know, they don't get it. All right, forget it.
No.
My daughter told me that when she told me that. I thought it was so funny yesterday. I mean, she's 5, but I thought it was
You can stop now. You can stop at any moment.
It was funny when she told me that. All right. Well, Angela Rye will be joining us this morning.
Yes, AR-15. Don't want to call it that either. So I'm trying to be.
Yeah, stop it.
AR will be here this morning.
Angela Rye will be joining us this morning. Goodness, this guy.
Jesus Christ, man.
And we got front page news. What we talking about?
We'll be talking about these priest abuse victims. We told you the stories about the Catholic Church in Pennsylvania, and over 1,000 victims now they have revealed. Now some of the victims are coming forward and talking about what's been going on in their life since then.
All right, we'll get into all that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. News? What we talking about, Yee?
Well, we told you yesterday about the more than 300 predator priests that have been credibly accused of sexually abusing more than 1,000 child victims. This is just in Pennsylvania alone. They have revealed a lot of things in this investigation that are horrifying. For instance, they talk about one priest who fondled and masturbated a young teenage boy, telling him that he was showing him how to check for cancer. An HIV positive priest who abused children for years before going to prison. And a priest who allegedly abused several boys but still got a recommendation to work at Disney World. So they should be ashamed of all of these things that have been happening in the church. Now here is one of the abuse victims, Jim Van Sickle. Here's what he had to say.
You know, the announcement yesterday was a huge victory for all survivors in Pennsylvania, as well as the United States and across the world. I came out in February or March of this year for the first time after 36 years of silence. That event in itself was very healing. But I do have to mention that there's a hole in my soul that may never go away. I was being led by the Holy Spirit in Jesus Christ, and that I really just want to pray for his eternal soul.
I really would like to know how those sick bastards those priests justify their actions in the eyes of God. And this is the problem I have with forgiveness. I would hope God forgives us for all our sins, but this is systemic evil manipulation of kids' minds, bodies, and souls.
And people always talk about abuse victims and why did you wait so long? One man, Robert, says he was sexually abused by a priest. It's been 70 years since that happened. But he said he and his wife and family suffered every day. He said, I couldn't show any affection with my wife, my children. I couldn't hold or hug. It's lifelong trauma for these people. Now here is Carolyn Fortney. She talks about how she's been suffering.
Just think like the word God makes me think of him. And I just...
That gotta be scary.
Like, these priests
Carolyn was only
my
18
goodness.
months old.
These priests are sexually abusing people under the eyes of God. These kids believe in these priests. Like, these kids are confused now about their sexuality, their faith. Listen to what she said. She said every time she hears the word God, she thinks of these priests. Like, I get it.
Crazy. You're raised to believe in these priests and believe in that, they're speaking the word of God, and then when they do these things, it's life altering.
And in Robert's case, 70 years ago, he said Harry S. Truman was president. Imagine back in 48 or 47, who would have believed me that a priest would abuse you or do that?
And they're probably telling these kids that, God wants this to happen. God wants them to do this. So now they're confused about their faith forever, and they grow up not even believing in a God because of these priests. Like, this is what I'm telling you, man. This is when I have problems with forgiveness, because I just don't see how sins like that are forgiven.
Not at all.
All right, now dozens have overdosed yesterday in a park in New Haven Green, and they are saying they believe to have overdosed on some form of K2.
Right?
As many as 71 people. What they are saying is nobody has died, but there are 2 individuals that are considered to be in serious life-threatening conditions. Some individuals who are released from the hospital needed to be treated a second time for an additional apparent overdose.
Smoking K2 is like smoking crack. Like, at this point, you know what K2 does to people. Like, if you pick up some K2 and smoke it, knowing what it does to people, it's kind of on you.
But some people don't know that it's K2.
Ask you,
How do you tell the difference between K2? It's synthetic marijuana.
Whatever it's called. Do you know the difference of it? Does it smell different? Does it look different
than regular weed?
Yeah.
I'm explaining. So it's synthetic marijuana, and what they do is they lace it with other drugs. So sometimes you have no idea. You think you're just buying marijuana.
So it looks
and
the
you
same.
don't know it's K2, yeah.
And I'm sure the people don't want to they don't want to OD.
Oh, yeah. I thought these people were actually going to the store and buying
No, they're not saying, hey, let me get some K2.
Oh, some kids are, though. Don't get it twisted. Some kids definitely are.
All right.
Well, that's your front page news. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent, hit us up right now. Maybe you had a bad night, bad morning, you need to get some things off your chest. Or maybe you feel blessed and you want to tell them why you're blessed. 800-585-1051. Get it off your chest. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed.
So you better have the same energy.
We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Hi, my name's Randy.
Hey, Randy. Get it off your chest, mama.
I'm just calling because, I'm trying to find a job from home and everything. It's, really hard to do that.
From
I
home?
wonder if you guys had any, suggestions.
You trying to find a job from home?
Yes.
Oh, maybe you got to get off the internet and go in these streets. You ever worked at a temp service? I worked at a temp service before.
I'm a home aide right now, so...
Home aide?
Oh, you want to stay home and work?
Yes. I have 2 children, so...
I don't see how you can do both.
How old are your kids? How old are your kids?
2 and 6.
Okay, so she wants to stay home and work so she can take care of the baby, she's saying.
Oh.
So she's trying to find work that she could do from home.
I don't know anything about that. I'm old. I hear about stuff like that. I got friends who work from home. I really don't know what it is they do.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't either. That's a difficult
But what is it
one.
that you want to do?
Work from home.
But I mean, what? Like, what line of work it be?
She don't get it.
Honestly, I really don't care as long as it pays good.
Well, that's where you should start. You should start thinking about what opportunities are available for you to work from home. Do some research online to see what's out there, and then you can figure out what you can pursue.
Yeah, but what can she do at home?
I have no idea. I got 2 friends who work from home. Stacia and my homegirl, Ashley.
What do they do?
I don't know.
Oh. I'm sorry, Mama. We don't
work
know.
from home.
I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do online with, sales, IT, all kinds of things. So.
Well, good luck.
My ex-boyfriend works from home, and he does IT securities.
Oh, okay.
All right, Mama.
I wish I could work from home.
Hello, who's
I get
this?
an ISDN line installed. I would.
Hi, guys. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hey, girls. Hey, girls.
This is our homegirls from Cali. What's up, Mama?
Yep.
Muzz?
Hi, guys. And we are still on vacation.
Yes, he is.
Yep, I'm still on vacation. I'm not on vacation if I'm working. If I'm here, I'm not
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
So I'm not really on vacation. I'm still here.
You're working.
There you go. What's going on in Cali?
nothing much, guys. We just want to say we're blessed. We moved into a new house.
Congrats.
I know, it's really nice.
So wait, you guys just moved?
Yeah, we literally moved 2 weeks ago.
That's a good feeling. You probably cleansed out a lot of things you didn't need.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, congratulations on your new home, baby.
Thanks, guys. Anytime, you're more than welcome to come on over.
All right, we coming over next week.
You say that till we pull up, and then y'all ain't got no food in the house, no drinks.
That is so true. So true.
They work at a diner. They better have some food. Time. Call us right now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
So if you got something on your mind, let it out.
Hello, who's this?
This is Thomas calling in.
Hey, Thomas. Get it off your chest, bro.
Man, I just want to say that I'm blessed. I'm thankful that I'm part of the faithful male community.
Faithful black male community, sir. Unless you're not black, but either way, it's still a gated community.
Yeah, I am black, and I do want to just say, thank you for taking my call, and good morning to everybody. Just want to let everybody know I'm blessed.
All right.
And very highly favored.
Blessed, black, and highly favored, sir.
Thank you, brother.
No problem. And just want to let everybody know to, keep God first.
That's right.
Then business second. And everything else will fall into order.
Family
second, brother.
Yeah. Keep God first, family second, everything else will fall into place after that.
Hello, who's this?
Good morning, it's Jose calling out of Rochester 585.
What's up, Jose? How you, Ho?
Yo, what up, The Breakfast Club, man? This, Angela Yee, Charlamagne, DJ Envy, yo, y'all the illest. I want to let y'all know, I don't know when the last time I listened to my local radio station.
Dang.
Okay.
Well,
we appreciate you.
Yeah, hopefully we're on your local radio station.
Yeah,
where you calling from? Where you calling from?
Yeah.
Rochester. We all on this local radio station.
You in Rochester?
Yeah, we on it.
Yeah, Rochester, yeah. Well, I'm calling to get it off my chest, man. Listen, I got a government job. I've been out here 2 years dealing with a lot of racial stuff. My transfer finally went through. I'm going to be 7 minutes from my house, which I've been driving 47 minutes.
Hey.
And I'm going to be around more people of my ethnicity. So I'm just, I'm calling to get off my chest, and I'm blessed.
Okay, brother.
Well, I'm happy for you, my brother.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate everything y'all do, man. I'm always tuned in.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, who's this?
What's up, Envy?
What's up, Trav?
Hey, Yee.
Hey, Trav.
What's up, Charlamagne?
What up, sis? How you?
I'm not doing too good, Charlamagne, because I heard the bottoms is out here trying to jump Envy.
The bottoms?
We got nobody here with the bottoms?
Yeah, the bottoms was trying to jump me a little bit. We all right, though.
You don't want it with the bottoms. You know the bottoms have a high tolerance for pain.
Whoa.
Let me tell you something. A real queen is here, not a self-proclaimed queen. Tag me in, Envy.
I'm tagging me in.
And then where you tag Trav in is tag him on his left butt cheek. Tag you're it, Trav.
Listen, I'm so tired of the barbs. And Nikki girl, I'm so disappointed in you. Like, I dropped a whole bomb for her the other day. I even been having to deal with my little bottom ass girlfriend side-eyeing me the whole weekend for thumping your album, bitch. For thumping your album. And I'm just going to say what everybody won't say about Nikki. Like, there is no Nikki hate train. Like, there's no Nikki hate train. It's just everybody's just disappointed in her because girls, like, you don't know how to carry yourself on social media. Like, some celebrities just honestly do not need their Twitter password. Like, Nikki, nobody has ever loved you for your relatable personality. Your hardcore fan base doesn't like you for your personality. They only like you for the gimmick that you were when you first came in this game.
Well, damn,
you were
Chad.
a gimmick dressed up in crazy outfits, looking like a clown. Only difference from back then is that they took off your outfits and gave you a cell phone. Now you look like a clown on social media. And that explains why the Barbs act the way they do.
Oh, my God.
Because they endorse clown
Trav, where can the Barbs find you on social media?
Trav, I will say this. We're not going to act like Nikki's not talented because she is talented and she did put out a good album. But I agree with you. I don't care for her attitude either. And I wish the Barbs would take all of that energy that they use to slander people and just simply go buy her album. Like she's projected to sell, 135?
I mean, the only reason that she even having all this smoke with people is because her little radio show is going off today. And the only way, like, I do mean the only way that she can ever get traffic for people to come listen to her outside of her little Barbs is by straight controversy because nobody wants to go listen to her for her music, for her love life, or for her just being entertaining. Like, she has to involve herself with beef. She has to have controversy. Because, girl, nobody likes you, but nobody likes your personality. So you have to do that. It's I can't stand you, and I can't stand the bar.
It's WWE promo. It's promo because the album's out this week. But I will say, man, I think that Nicki. I just want the Barbs. I want the Barbs to focus their energy on buying Nicki's album instead of slandering people. I'm questioning how strong the Barbie fan base is because of Nicki's first week sales. It's her first album in 4 years. If the Barbies were as strong as they seem on social media, she should do at least 300,000, 400,000 records.
Damn, Trav just banged too. He hung up the phone.
He ain't playing.
In and out.
Banging on you bottoms this morning.
Banging on you bottoms.
Banging on you bottoms.
All right. I was going to invite Trav to Thanksgiving dinner. I said, all right, Trav riding with us.
You think Trav don't want no meat?
You right.
That's right. Trav will come in there and get up the biggest turkey leg on the table. And you be like, damn, what happened to that turkey leg? It disappeared so fast.
All right. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. We got rumors on the way?
Yes, let's talk about Kobe Bryant and an investment that he made that's worth so many more times than what he put in, man. I wish we could know about these things and somehow invest.
We did have an opportunity. We had a chance, but
I never heard of this before.
I should have told you. All right, well, we'll talk about it when we come back. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Man, I see with a nice hairline. I'm questioning it.
So what?
I can't tell the difference between real and fake hairlines the way I could never tell the difference between real and fake.
It's still a real hair, though. Instead, they just move hair from the back and put it in the front.
It's a transplant.
Cheating is cheating.
Now, Tyga, in the meantime, we told you he actually posted his plug and said, tell him Tyga sent you. And that doctor actually said that the phone has been ringing off the hook ever since Tyga tweeted out a link to the special.
Real inquiries. Because those of us who can actually, scrape up a little change to get our hairline fixed can't get through.
Look at the picture. Post the picture again, Revolt. It really works, yo.
No, I'm not. Listen, I posted that. I said not bad.
Yo, it works.
It looks pretty good.
I got a plan.
I'm not mad at it.
Now you got a plan?
I'm gonna wait till Halloween. I'm gonna bust out with it on Halloween. So everybody gonna think it's a costume. Then I'm just gonna keep it. You know what I'm saying?
They could probably transplant. Oh, but you shave your pubic hair.
I don't shave my pubic hair. I just trim it with scissors.
Oh, you don't shave it? All right. Now, speaking of Safari and Nicki, Van Lathan from TMZ actually talked to a radio station and said that they have video at TMZ, and here's what he said is in that video.
We've actually seen the video here at TMZ back in 2014 that shows Nicki chasing Safari with a knife. We should say, don't know what happened after that. Couples get into it. Sometimes things get heated. There's no reason why you should be chasing anybody with a knife, but we don't know that Nicki Minaj actually stabbed him with the knife.
I just want the record to show the clear double standard that exists in America, because if that was the other way around and it was Safari chasing Nicki with a knife or Nicki making the claims that Safari cut her and she had to go to the hospital, Safari would be absolutely positively canceled. VH1 would have dropped him, all his endorsement deals, everything, gone.
Well, this comes from Safari's tweet. Remember the night you cut me and I almost died? The police and ambulance had to take me out the crib on a stretcher and I had to lie and tell them I was trying to kill myself so they wouldn't take you to jail. When things like that start happening more than once, it's time to dip.
Can you imagine if a woman said that about a man?
But you know what? He should have pressed charges. He lied. And he told them that he tried to kill himself.
He was trying
that's
to protect.
The only reason. The reason
protecting his babe.
Right, and that's the reason that she didn't get arrested. And women, by the way, do that all the time.
By the way, though, no. Even if he didn't get her arrested, just the accusation alone from a woman would have caused Safari some damage.
And I do believe that's a serious accusation, but I do believe women cover for men all the time in abusive situations.
Women do cover for men.
All the time, and men don't get arrested. All right, Kevin Hart, let's talk about his family vacation to the Bahamas last week. Now, they do have family photos taken on the island, and Kevin Hart said, P.S. Yes, I'm that corny dad that makes us match on vacation.
Sound like
and then
envy.
he did the hashtag We Look Good as a Unit, and they had matching sets from the French luxury swimwear brand Veuve.
You just gonna let Kevin stun on your family like that, Envy?
I mean, he monkey see, monkey do. He follows me.
Did you call another black man a monkey?
I call myself a monkey too.
Nah, bro.
Wow.
It don't work like that. All right, just because Omarosa called somebody a dog don't mean
it felt wrong to both of us.
I can't believe
it.
Stop it!
You just gonna call two black men a monkey in front of all these white people that's listening to us.
Stop it!
Wow.
He be biting, okay? He be biting. He be seeing us in our Libriquan and our Libriqueen, and he be seeing our matching shirts. He be
so
doing
you
the same
okay
thing.
with people calling you a monkey?
What is a Libriquan? Who is it? Who's the rappers you just named?
Libriquan is the name of the swimsuit wear that we wear.
Never heard of it.
That Kevin and his family wears?
Mm-hmm.
Is it at Target?
No.
Oh, that's why I never heard of it.
All right, Kobe Bryant made a $6 million investment in Body Armor sports drink, and guess how much that investment is now worth? $200 million
I seen that
after
yesterday.
Coca-Cola acquired a minority stake in the sports drink on Tuesday. Now he's worth $200 million just from that $6 million investment. So good for him. Great return on an investment.
They were looking for investors like 5 years ago. They were really struggling with that drink, and it popped.
We'll drop on the clues bombs for Jelly Bean.
Yeah, he did
Great
it
investment.
just a little bit over 4 years ago. He made that investment, and now, whew, bang.
Great investment.
Kobe Jelly Bean Bryant. I can't wait to read his book too, The Mamba Mentality.
Mm-hmm.
It comes out the same day as another book called Shook on Anxiety Playing Tricks on Me.
Who does that one?
Decisions.
This guy named Charlamagne the God.
I don't like
October 23rd.
I don't like
You
him.
can pre-order both books now.
All right, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.
Page News, and we got a special guest hanging out with us.
Yes, the lady who's been bringing the smoke all month because Mercury is in retrograde. All right.
We have Angela Rye in the building.
That's a better greeting. Thank you.
Good morning. Now,
Good morning.
What are we talking about, Yeezy?
Well, we are going to talk about Donald Trump. He just revoked ex-CIA Director John Brennan's security clearance, and I guess he's trying to revoke a lot of people's security clearance.
What does that even mean?
Okay, so your security clearance is how you have access to classified information, particularly when you serve in the administration. Most times, folks don't need security clearances anymore after they leave the administration if they're not like defense contractors or contracting with the NSA, touching actual security or classified information. So it doesn't mean a lot. It's just demeaning. You know, it just undermines someone's authority. This is someone who served the country for decades, and he revoked his security clearance because he's mad about a tweet, because he's mad that he's been a constant critic of how dangerous Donald Trump is. So Brennan was the first one, to your point, Angela. They're also talking about James Clapper, who called into CNN yesterday talking about this. Susan Rice, Lisa Page, everyone who's a Trump critic. The one person who they're leaving out, Michael Flynn, who's the former national security advisor, who's been indicted and pled guilty to lying to the FBI.
So Donald Trump moving like a person on Twitter. You just want to cancel somebody, basically.
Yeah, but I think the difference
It's
is
just
Cancel culture.
it's more of a statement to
it's
try to
an
embarrass you.
international embarrassment, Angela. And it's not just cancel culture on Twitter. He actually can make people face real consequences.
It's high level cancel culture. He can really
High
cancel
level.
people. That's all.
High level cancel culture.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so basically, if you're against him, you're not allowed to have clearance to anything, and he's going to embarrass you publicly in front of everybody.
At least that's the threat, right? He's using Mr. Brennan as an example, and I think the challenge is, what does that really say about our First Amendment rights, right? It's like you have First Amendment privileges so long as you're not
Does
criticizing
Omarosa have
Donald Trump.
clearance?
No. I'm kidding.
Hey, by the way, if we had that kind of access, we'd do it too, though.
What's that?
If we could just delete your Twitter page when you talk spicy.
Absolutely.
I kind of would do that.
Absolutely. I try now. I'll be calling John now.
I might do that.
Well,
I'm telling
Angela
you.
Rye said we're going to talk to him more when we come back. We got to ask about Omarosa and everything that's going on political in this world that we don't
Omarosa
know
asked you
about.
where you got your braids done. She want to
Shut
hit
up.
the same kind.
No,
You
she
gonna give it a
don't.
hook?
She's
You gonna give
with
it a
us
plug? You not gonna give it a plug?
We'll talk to
No
Angela
comment.
Rye some more when we come back. Don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. I mean, the guy, we are the Breakfast Club. Angela Rye is in the building. Now let's talk Omarosa a little bit.
Oh, Lord.
What's
Is
going on
it
with her?
illegal for her to have recorded in the White House and play these recordings now?
I believe the biggest challenge is you are not at all supposed to bring in any type of electronic device into the Situation Room. There are literally like cubby holes where you're supposed to put your devices.
No phone,
no
nothing.
cell phone.
Nothing, because you can. They're devices that can intercept conversations for people overseas. It's a huge national security risk, which is why she will probably face some type of.
But they don't check you, do they? Pat you down and really check?
No, they don't pat
It's
you
an
down.
honor system.
Yes,
So you just
yes.
put it in yourself because you know that's the rule.
But here's the thing: there's no honor among thieves, and we've learned that with this administration. So
There's no honor among reality stars.
there's that too.
Yes.
Yes.
So what about
Thief.
Donald Trump calling her a dog or a crazed, crying lowlife and those things? Were you offended that he called her a dog, or is she completely somebody that we don't care about?
Does black people support her? Should we
la-
be riding with her?
You laughed a little bit.
I did not laugh. I just.
Why are you smiling now?
Because like, you know what? Here's what I feel. I truly am conflicted about this. I do not think that there's any space for Donald Trump to call a black woman a dog. But this is someone who like betrayed us in the worst kind of way. Like the fact that she's talking about this tape, right? This N-word tape. You guys remember the N-word tape came out, the allegations about the N-word tape came out during the campaign. You not only campaigned for Donald Trump after that N-word tape allegation came out, you went into the White House. So like
and they asked her about the N-word tape and she said no, it didn't exist.
That's exactly right. Yeah. She's on tape saying I don't know what you're talking about, that's not real. But now you're coming out and you want to like be down for the culture. You're not really being down for the culture. You're trying to sell books. Absolutely. So Omarosa is being true to self. So it's hard for me to defend someone who's never looked out for our best interest. As a matter of principle, should anyone ever call a black woman a dog? No. He should just call her the B word.
Yes, that's what I said.
I'm just playing.
That's what he wanted to say. That's what he wanted to say. And technically, dogs are more loyal to their people than Omarosa was to hers.
Well, I mean, she's loyal to self. So she's loyal to some people, maybe to her husband too.
And dogs will turn on you, by the way.
That's true. I did get jumped out by a dog. That's true.
Dogs will turn on you.
What type of dog? So should we support her? Should we ride with her? Should we allow her back in or not?
Should we read her book?
No.
I definitely am not reading her book. I'm definitely not reading her book. She's definitely not back into me. And then the other two women who are on tape, you guys heard the tape where they're talking about the N-word tape, right? Black women on that tape talking about he's embarrassed, he said it. Katrina Pearson, who you all may have remembered from during the campaign, constantly being a spokesperson for Donald Trump. And then Lynn Patton, who Donald Trump has had on his team for several years, was a part of like the Trump Foundation work. 3 black women, a Twitter follower actually pointed this out to me. 3 black women defending and involved in some type of cover up for the N-word tape of Donald Trump. And they all stayed.
Well, like you always say, all your skin folk
ain't your kinfolk.
There you go.
Well, let's get into your CNN appearance then, since we're talking about that and diversity in the White House.
Yes.
Right? And people don't want to work for a racist. I believe that to be true.
Yeah.
But do you think that if people have the opportunity to go work in the White House, people of color, should they take that opportunity to try to make change, or should we just completely boycott working in the White House?
Well, I think I really want to take a step back here because I think it's important. So this, of course, also surfaced with Omarosa's book. She talked about the lack of diversity. But she was someone who you all have probably experienced this also blocker culture, right? There are people who help
me.
Yeah, that's right. I'm the only one. It can't be anybody else. Not the first, but the first and the only, right? So Omarosa was paid a senior level staff. Was paid the highest rate you can be paid as a White House staffer. Yeah, 100. Well, it's 179.5, but yes. And the thing that's crazy about it is you were a very senior level paid staffer. But you sat in EEOB, which is not in the White House. It's not in the West Wing. It's in a building across the street from the White House. So you didn't have senior level access even. So let's start there. The second piece.
That's not like janitor quarters.
Not exactly. There are some other like people who influence what happens, but you're not that senior sitting in EEOB, right? The other piece of this is, since then, there definitely is not anyone paid at that level. There's definitely not a black person shaping policy sitting in the White House. So to me, it's egregious. The one thing I will acknowledge, Sarah Huckabee Sanders in the press briefing where folks are asking about it, there's a woman, I don't know which news organization she's from, but Sarah Huckabee Sanders retorts and she's like, well, it looks like your news organization. So was it a pivot for her? Was it a pivot for her? Yes. But is it a reality that needs to be faced? Absolutely. And I think the difference is, when you're talking about this White House, you have people who are shaping policy like Stephen Miller, this guy that looks like a cartoon character, a very evil looking one. But he's shaping immigration policy, came from Santa Monica High School, but is like the worst kind of bigot. His uncle just wrote an op-ed about how, he doesn't know where this belief system came from. You have bigots shaping policy. So should we help to maybe move the needle a little bit? Yes, but what can you really do? Like, should I go work for the KKK if I can help them not be so racist? Probably not so much.
Was Obama's White House diverse? I don't know.
I think it was definitely more diverse. You had someone, Valerie Jarrett, who was a senior advisor to the president, assistant to the president, what the actual title is called, who sat in the West Wing, who was in all of the meetings, was in the Situation Room with the president regularly. You had other senior level black people in the White House, in agencies, and in the cabinet, of course. This is the least diverse cabinet in decades. This is the least diverse White House staff in decades.
Well, it's called the White House, all right? And that's what they're trying to bring it back to.
They are definitely trying to bring it back to a real White House.
Yes.
We got more with Angela Rye when we come back. And Angela, I work with a racist that hates beige men.
He's talking about you.
Yeah, I'm talking about you.
Okay.
See, so it's hard. I try to change them every day, and it never works.
I'm a beige biget.
You're a beige bigot.
We have more with
You gonna
Angela
get
Rye
thrown today.
when we come
A red
back.
bone racist.
800-585-1051.
Your alliteration's on point today.
This guy. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Seen you in a long time, so I haven't asked you this in a long time.
Oh, God, come on.
Come on,
You should
Envy.
ask. You should
How,
ask.
how close are we from impeachment?
We're not.
I'm not talking to you.
Oh.
Yeah, we don't need your energy, whatever energy you have right now. We don't need that. No, so I don't know that we're close.
Oh my goodness, we were closer before.
I know. I thought we were.
Right.
But I think that here now, given the revocation of security clearances, given the fact that he continues to troll Robert Mueller in this investigation, calling it a witch hunt, given the fact that he's trolling his Attorney General Jeff Sessions on this issue and the fact that he ever recused himself, I think that this looks a lot like obstruction of justice. So if there wasn't anything at the beginning, I feel like there should be something now. The other challenge that we have is we don't know when or if Donald Trump is going to sit down with Robert Mueller to actually do an interview. So that's the other piece of this. I think that if he sat down with him, it's game over.
Right.
Because he can't, he says dumb stuff even on Twitter, despite White House counsel, despite what his lawyers say. We know there are a number of people around him. You know, Paul Manafort's trial has now gone to the jury. So the jury's deliberating in that trial. We know that there were Russians indicted for interfering with the election. We now know as well that we talked about Michael Flynn earlier, who was indicted and pled guilty to lying to the FBI. And now Michael Cohen, that's his lawyer, who has taped him. Why has everybody taped people anyway?
Because that's the era we live in.
And who knows how many other tapes are floating around out there.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. But so you have two Michaels, Michael Flynn, Michael Cohen. There are a lot of people around him, right? If this were Barack Obama, this would be like 97 impeachable offenses. So I'm just trying to figure out when the white folks in the House and the Senate are catch up, which is another reason why diversity matters, right? Like maybe if the House and the Senate was more diverse, this would have been an easy get.
I still think we're doing too much anti-Trump rhetoric and not enough, hey, midterm elections are this year. Who's the candidate for 2020 for president? Like, we're not doing enough of pro whatever.
I hear you on that. I think the challenge is there's so much anti coming at us. So I think, for example,
it's a distraction. I think it is keeping us distracted from what we really should be focusing on.
But yes and no. So part of it is that now some of the things that are a distraction are getting more attention. So you think, for example, Andrew Gillum, who we all know is running for governor in Florida. Andrew had to kind of shift messaging off of what he was saying he was going to do for Florida to address Marquise McGlaughlin. Yeah, Marquise McGlaughlin getting shot in a parking lot. Stand your ground, which is a real challenge. Of course, this man was indicted or arrested for manslaughter. And then you have another situation, which is the Trayvon docuseries is out talking again about stand your ground. Lucy McBath, who's in Georgia, but is Jordan Davis's mother, the white guy that shot Jordan Davis in that parking lot of the convenience store in Florida, ran for Congress, won her primary, won the runoff. All of these things are front and center. So Andrew shifted his campaign for a moment to address stand your ground, calling on Rick Scott to issue an emergency stay. Is stand your ground a distraction? Yes, but it's one where we're losing our lives over.
Right.
If you think about what's happening in voting rights all over the country, you have voter purges, millions of voters purged in 2014 and 2016. God only knows how many this year. 363,000, I believe, in Georgia, where we have another black candidate running for governor. That's dangerous. And so we can say it's a distraction, but they're distractions that deserve our undivided attention.
I'm glad you mentioned Andrew, too. He's 6 more days trying to reach a fundraising deadline. So go to andrewgillum.com and donate some money to his campaign.
Yes.
Now, Donald Trump, of course, it's going to be time for people to try to reelect him. What can we do to stop that? I mean, he's
get Angela Rye to run for president.
Absolutely.
With
he's
her
saying
braids.
Unemployment rate is down. Like, he's saying that black people love him. Like, what do we do to make sure
Kanye's
Donald
very
Trump
supportive of him.
is
Come on
not
now.
in that office again?
Wait till them red Yeezys come out with MAGA on the side, though.
Shout
If that's real, I might body slam you right
Well,
now.
Angela has on Yeezys with her Adidas.
These are not Yeezys. These are Stan Smith socks. I will never rock Yeezys.
Them red desert rats
Why
coming.
won't you rock with Yeezys?
Because I'm mad at him. My feelings are hurt.
She knows Charlamagne rocks them every day.
I don't wear them every day, but they very comfortable.
He got on jail sandals right now. Oh, it's Donkey of the Day
Donkey of the Day slippers.
I don't like those. Would you ask me?
Why don't you wear Yeezys? And also about Trump getting reelected.
Angela loved Kanye.
No, I did. I missed the old Kanye. And
Yes.
all I will tell you is I'm really disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
My feelings are really hurt. Not only because of his support of Donald Trump, but I think it's dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really dangerous. I don't know how much influence he's going to have on the culture in supporting Donald Trump. But just the fact that he doesn't understand how dangerous that support is and how
Mm-hmm.
much his voice matters to the community. I'm mad as hell. And yes, I've been using Kanye lyrics against him because it hurts my feelings.
And you go against the grain, but you can't go against the grain just for the sake of going against what everybody expects you to do.
Yeah.
Just because. That's a silly reason.
I wonder if he thinks that that's what he's doing. I don't know that he's fully contemplated the consequences. You did the interview.
Yeah, I think sometimes our gift can be our curse. And I think his gift is the fact that he does go against the grain. When everybody goes left, he goes right. It's just now he went right, literally.
Yeah, that's too bad. But so, wait, Envy, you asked a question about stopping Donald Trump's election. I got caught up on
yes.
Kanye.
It's scary because it seems like people are supporting him more than ever, and it's very scary.
I wonder if it's support or if it's indifference. And to me, I think that indifference is more dangerous, right? Like we know that voter apathy has plagued not only our community, but America writ large for some time. And you would think that right now, given all that we're experiencing, we just talked about experiencing all the distractions that we see right now, like, okay, now's the time to be woke and then act on whatever that woke is. But I don't know that it's having that effect. If people feel like no matter what they do, at every turn they're going to be stopped. At every turn, voting rights are getting, more restrictive and, the more suppressive laws are coming out so that you can't vote. They see incarceration rates up. I was just in Wisconsin campaigning for Malin Mitchell, who did not, unfortunately, win his primary.
What up, Malin?
But I learned that in Wisconsin, the most incarcerated zip code in the country for black men is in Milwaukee.
Really?
In the country.
I wonder if Sheriff David Clark had anything to do with that.
And some of it has to do with just weed charges.
That's
you know
crazy.
what I mean? And so it's like, what are the things that we could be proactively working on to ensure our real freedom? One of those things could be recreational weed. People joke about it a lot because they're like, well, people are just trying to get high. That's not it. We actually need to get brothers out of jail who are like sitting in jail while other people are now making money in this booming industry. It's like the word.
And Wisconsin is only 7% black. So that's crazy that in Milwaukee.
The highest incarcerated zip code in the country.
But what you're doing right now is discussing solutions, and that's what I think a presidential candidate needs to do in 2020. You can't just run on the fact that you're anti-Trump or you're the opposite of Trump. Like, what are you actually going to do for us?
Yeah. Well,
that's how, you're not getting my vote just because you're the opposite of Trump.
Yeah, but if the opposite of Trump means undoing some of his damage, like if you look at what the right wing supports about him, a lot of them hated Barack Obama. Most of his first, 200 plus days in office were spent repealing and undoing a lot of the regulations that the Obama administration.
That's how
put
Trump
into
won.
place.
People that were anti-Obama, really.
Yeah, but to be the opposite of Trump, all you gotta do is be smart.
So then I would vote for somebody who's opposite of Trump. Why wouldn't I?
That ain't nothing.
I'll take that over.
I can do that.
But it also could be a proactive agenda where you're saying, okay, well, there's now a capital gains benefit, and all of these folks who can barely afford to keep their lights on, I want to work to ensure that there's a livable wage for you. That is an anti-Trump agenda that still has a proactive solution. I think it could be both.
Well, we appreciate you for joining us.
And listen, I want to give Gina Loudon Donkey of the Day this morning. So will you do it for me?
You should.
No, I want you to do it.
Okay.
You'll do that?
Yeah.
So what do I have
Angela,
to
who
do?
you giving that donkey to?
We're going to figure it out.
Well, hold on. When we come back, we got rumors, and then, of course, we're going to give Donkey of the Day.
We'll toss it to Angela Rye. Let her give some of that Mercury retro braid smoke to Gina Loudon this morning.
All right. Well, keep it locked. Rumors up.
It's just in. All the gossip. The Rumor Report. Gossip. With Angela Yee.
It's the Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club.
Well, y'all know I told you I went to go see Tiana Taylor perform. Danny Lay opened up, and then it was Tiana Taylor and then Jeremiah. But somehow things went left. Tiana Taylor has dropped out of Jeremiah's Later That Night tour. She tweeted out, I've been extremely mistreated on this tour. So on that note, I will no longer continue to stay on the Later That Night tour because if I do, I'm going to end up knocking this N-word out. I'm sorry to all who has already purchased tickets to see me. I will make sure everyone gets refunded.
I had no idea Jeremiah was on that tour. I thought it was a Tiana Taylor
It's his tour Later That Night.
I had no
I
idea.
didn't know that either. I thought
I
that
had
was
zero clue.
I thought that was her tour too until I seen they said 6ix9ine was there and somebody else was there.
I heard nothing about Jeremiah on that show. All I heard was
Actually,
Tiana,
I think
Tiana,
he's in
Tiana.
Detroit tomorrow, and I'm supposed to be there. So,
are you going to the show?
Yeah, because La Brittany's on there. La Brittany, that's on Love and Hip Hop. So I was going to see her also. All right. So then she tweeted at Jeremiah, lazy, sneaky, jealous, conniving, selfish, lame ass N-word. Don't ever try to play me, Petunia. They come to see me, then 80% of the room leave after my set. Work my ass off every city, every night. You've done nothing this whole tour but act like a diva in your princess chair, because he performed sitting on a chair for a majority of his show.
The whole night?
Not the whole night, but he does have like a big chair, like a throne.
Well, first of all, he don't have a recognizable face to be sitting in no damn
He
throne.
got some hits though.
I wouldn't know Jeremiah if he walked in this room right now.
I'm not gonna lie,
Yes, you
Jeremiah
would.
has some
No, I wouldn't.
hits.
He does have hits.
All right, then she said he really do think he is Mike Jack.
Really? Yeah, Mike Jack, not Jackson. I know a couple Mike Jacks.
Stupid.
So anyway, here's what else she had to say.
You got mad and changed your set 6 times because your lazy ass want to sit in that chair all day talking about singing your songs or whispering your songs, bitch. Don't ever try me. We had a whole talk in New York. The part that pissed me off the most is we get to Boston and gonna go out on her set talking about shout out to Tiana Taylor for opening up for me. We just had a whole conversation about equal rights. Are you playing with me? Now you playing with me, and now I want to fight. You feel what I'm saying? Because now you doing it on purpose, my.
Tiana's show is popping, I'm not gonna lie. The way she dances, it's amazing. Now he responded, he posted Little Duval, living my best life.
Drop on the clues bombs for Jeremiah. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know Tiana Taylor, that's family, but I love Jeremiah's response. All right.
And then he put the hashtag KTSE, keep that same energy. Her
'Cause
album.
Nothing worse than when you seem bothered like Tiana did, and then someone comes with the most unbothered response.
And then she responded, and you know you don't want no smoke N-word. And then she put asterisk princess.
She wants all the
Now,
smoke.
where's Shorty at though?
Who's Shorty?
Husband. Wait a
Well,
minute.
Iman Shumpert,
he pop up too?
Iman
Okay,
Shumpert pops
okay,
up.
all right.
He said, if this is a threat, you send it my way.
There
at
you
Jeremiah.
go. There you
I will say, it didn't feel like he threatened her in that post. He was just saying he's living his best life.
His best
Iman
life.
Shumpert had to jump in somehow.
That's all.
He had to that's his
Shorty
wife.
got to jump in.
Yeah,
The husband-
You gotta
all
jump
right?
in somehow.
Jeremiah from the Shy,
Yep.
Mom from the Shy. You send and smoke my wife's way. I want some of that smoke.
I want all of
Because I'm the one that's going to really punch you in the face if it goes down.
Nah.
What?
Tiana might punch first.
Tiana definitely swing first.
She definitely wants to fight him.
You're right.
Tiana will punch
started
first.
with Amana finish.
Amon
There you
seemed like
go.
he did more chill one. Tiana seemed like she might, for real, keep that same energy.
Tiana definitely will swing first.
They get jumped. They get jumped by Amon, Tiana, and whoever they're having a threesome with.
But I feel her. She been working really hard on her show, and you can see even when I went, I was backstage. I saw her dances rehearsing. I saw her getting ready. It's a lot that she has to do.
Well, drop on the clues bombs for Tiana Taylor.
She's a
Because
professional.
honestly, that was the best promo for that Tiana Jeremiah talk. Because I had no idea Jeremiah was on it.
All right, now let's talk about NBA YoungBoy. You guys know I went to Baton Rouge and interviewed him. It's 4 parts. Part 4 came out yesterday. Now here is NBA YoungBoy talking about basically beating death so many times. Don't it feel kind of like you beat death in a certain kind of way?
Plenty times. Sometimes you want to die though, so you don't feel nothing no more.
I don't think you really feel like that.
You gotta talk more.
Because I also feel like you do have 4 kids.
Yeah, they good though.
And you've been successful so far, but there's a lot of things you still have to overcome.
So basically, I be wanting her to see like that I'm trying to change, like I don't want to be here, like I don't want to be in jail neither. So I be so scared because I've done some shit like damn, like all they do is bring up the negative. They don't say what we do good.
Why people be talking like they know what death feels like? We don't know what death feels like. People be talking like they know how death is. Who has died and come back for us to consult on death? Jesus?
You know, I think that he's been through a lot of things in his life that have been
ain't
almost
died.
at that point. And I'll tell you this, while I was out there with him, I won't say who it was, but a woman came up and she was just crying and hugging him and like telling him that she just had a premonition, like something was about to happen to him. And he was like, see, this is why I feel like.
Yeah, but I just don't like when people say things like, sometimes you want to die so you don't feel nothing. We don't know what we feel when we die.
But you know what you feel when you're alive. And if you don't want that feeling anymore, that's why people are doing things like taking drugs and numbing themselves from pain. All right. Then he also talks about the fact that he really is not a bad person, even though people try to make him seem like that. You start off your album talking about how you're not a bad person at all.
Hell nah, I ain't no gangster, ain't no gangbang, none of it. I done made mistakes. Everybody made mistakes. But some people just feel like they got that power for to disrespect you at any time. So then they can tell you what you want, but they really don't know how you feel. They really don't know you got a good heart. And all they know is what they see. But I don't know, I guess that's the only thing that count though, what they see. And I can respect that. I'm old enough to understand.
He is only 18 years old. Let's never forget that. And he also talks about basically not wanting to be a rapper for too long.
I don't want to rap for long though. You say 3 years, I feel like in 6 more years, I shouldn't be rapping. I should be rich as hell. Like,
But you don't do it because you love it?
I love it, but now at this point I don't no more.
Why?
It done brought too many problems. Like the spotlight is good for some people who want their life, but it really ain't. Cause I got all these eyes watching me. It's a lot of criticism, like, you know, they gonna criticize me. That's why I hate it. Bring you too many problems.
You want the money without the fame. I get it. That's all.
And you know, he's not supposed to be on social media because that was part of his, what the judge told him. So that's why you don't really see him posting anything too much. That's part of his regulations. All right. Well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report. But make sure y'all check out that full interview with NBA Youngboy.
All right. Charlamagne.
Yes.
Who are you giving that donkey to?
We need Gina Loudon to come to the front of the congregation. Gina Loudon is she serves on Donald Trump's 2020 campaign media advisory board. We need her to come to the front of the congregation. We'd like to have a word with her. And I'm going to bring my sister Angela Rye back in here to help me out with this donkey of the day.
All right, we'll get into that next. Keep it locked. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
I have become donkey of the day.
It's The Breakfast Club, bitches.
You're a donkey.
Donkey of the day for Thursday, August 16th goes to Gina Loudon. Now, Gina Loudon serves on President Donald Trump's 2020 campaign media advisory board. I don't even know what that is. But she was on CNN debating my sister Angela Rye. Now, Angela Rye is always with the smoke. If you have ever seen Beyonce Hold Up video, remember the scene where Beyonce is hanging out the window with the baseball bat, looking like she's ready for whatever? That's Angela Rye all the time, okay? But this month, Angela Rye has been wearing braids all month because she's trying to protect her hair from heat. So I believe that Mercury is in retrograde, and that has not fared well for white folks on CNN. Now, Angela was having a discussion with Gina Loudon about diversity in the White House, and she made the absurd claim, Gina did, that previous presidents didn't need black employees to abolish slavery. Let's go to CNN to hear Gina's ridiculous rhetoric.
What disappoints me is the division and the fact that we're having to count people based on their skin color. You know, you look back at our history, and we have a pretty amazing history of overcoming slavery, of expanding civil rights, of women's rights, and a lot of those things happened under American presidents who didn't have any minorities at all on their White Houses. Thank God we do. I looked over the list of the people that I know there, and about 1/3 of them are a minority or a completely annihilated in the press. I have an adopted minority son, yes I do, who happens to have Down syndrome, and he experiences bigotry every single day. And I understand that you and I don't agree, but I would not support a president that I believed was going to be a threat to his future.
Now, I don't believe in calling any woman a bitch, but I feel like Angela Rye caught herself last night from calling Gina a bitch.
It kind of slipped out.
It kind of a little bit. And one thing I love is when I can call up my family, people who are way smarter than me, who can give that intellectual smoke to people like Gina Loudon, because I'm not the highest grade of weed in the dispensary, but I could have sworn Frederick Douglass, a black man, was in Abraham Lincoln's ear and was one of the reasons slavery was abolished. But what do I know? All I know is that Angela Rye doesn't always get the time to say what she wants on CNN, but this is The Breakfast Club, far cry from CNN, and today, Angela Rye got time. Angela, could you please let America know why Gina Loudon deserves Donkey of the Day?
Sure, there's a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4A, and a 4B, but I want to start with just correcting history, and that is, she said that there were none, but she was talking about minorities, none on their White Houses. First of all, wrong preposition, but also, we have always been a part of every White House. I have a t-shirt that says we built this joint for free, which means that we were also a part of constructing literally the building, the White House where now President Orji dwells. So my point one is, she said 1/3 of the current White House staff is minority or women. The fact that you have to group in black people, because the question was, how many black people work in the White House? Anytime you have to do that type of grouping, we already know.
And minorities.
Women or minorities, right? The second was, she talked about the great accomplishments in America, the civil rights movement, ending slavery, and she said, with no minorities. It's just not even worth responding to. We know it's errant. You already brought up Frederick Douglass. She forgot all about Dr. King, apparently. She's wrong. In addition to that, she said, I don't like to have to count folks based on skin color. Again, I refer back to the question. The question was, how many black people work at the White House?
Yes.
So all of the excuses can go out the door. 4A is for bringing your child into this discussion, which apparently is now the 2018 version of I have black friends. Finally, she talked about she would never be able to support Donald Trump if he didn't enact policies, or if he enacted policies that would put her child in danger. Gina, we hate to break it to you. You're donkey of the day because you don't know that every policy this president enacts is harming your child, whether we're talking about the climate, which it hurts all children, or we're talking about policies that regularly discriminate against children of color, including her minority child.
And that's why I call her AR-15. Please let Remy Ma give Gina Loudon the biggest hee-haw.
Hee-haw, hee-haw. You stupid motherfucker. Are you dumb?
All right. Well, thank you, Charlamagne and Angela Rye.
No, thank you, Angela Rye.
Thank you, guys.
Yes.
All right. Up next is Ask Yee now, all right? 800-585-1051. If you need relationship advice, hit Yee right now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. It's time for Ask Yee. We got Michael on the line. Michael, what's up?
So, Yee, I'm struggling right now trying to find a major and everything. I'm taking care of basics. My thing is, how'd you choose your major? How'd you choose your career? You know, how did you find yourself,
I'm glad that you asked this, Jimmy, because I'm going to be honest. I just had a whole conversation with some college students yesterday about this very same thing, right? And some seniors that are about to go to college as well. And I was an English major in college, and we have to realize that a lot of people go to school and don't end up doing what they majored in, right? So when I went to college, I just picked something that I always knew I was going to be an English major because I like to read, I like to write. So I knew that's what I was going to do. I didn't know 100% what I would do with that, but just do what you care about, what you're interested in, because when you go to school, sometimes you'll take certain classes and then your interest might change. What you major in college, sometimes when you get out in the real world, that major doesn't even matter so much. You know what matters? Your life experiences and what it is that you do hands on.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, because I've been sweating. I'm just like, everybody got it together except for me.
No, they don't. You know what I'm saying? And like, I have friends that went to law school. They came out of law school. They don't even practice law anymore. And they spent all that money and their time going to law school. I have friends that were pre-med and then decided they didn't want to be a doctor anymore. That's what their parents wanted for them. And they stopped in the middle of the program. There's so many different things, and it's okay for you to change your mind and change careers. Like, I didn't start doing radio until I was 28 years old. It's okay. Like, you're going to change your mind. You're going to experience different things. You might fall in love with something that you didn't even know you were interested in.
Okay.
So just go to school and do classes and courses that you feel like are, interesting to you, something that you're passionate about. And maybe you'll end up doing something with that when you graduate from college. Maybe you won't, but knowledge is good, period.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate it. Have a blessed one.
All right. Have fun in college.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Thanks for calling, Mike. All right. Now we got Bundles on the line. Bundles, what's your question for Yee?
I just want to know what I'm supposed to do if my baby mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
I found out she had sex with my brother.
Ooh, how'd you find that out?
Through the word, man. They ain't admit it yet, but it's
they didn't admit it yet.
Nah, it's out there though.
But what do you mean by out there? Like, have you asked them? Did you confront them?
Nah, I don't want to do all that yet without absolutely knowing. You feel me? I gotta play it type shit. But we blowing it up now. My bad.
I'm confused. So how did you find out? Tell me what information you have that lets you know that.
It was honestly Instagram, and I went through her phone, man.
Oh, okay. So you've seen their conversations with each other, and that's how you know.
Exactly.
So what more evidence do you need?
I don't need no evidence. I need y'all to blow this up for me.
Well, Bundles, first of all, you need to have a conversation only for the simple fact that y'all have a child together.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so clearly you don't want to be with this woman anymore. And that's something that, is going to be an issue because your brother is your family. And how could he do something like that to you?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So I think it is time for you to, knowing what you know, confront both of them with the situation and figure out with your child's mom, because you don't want to blow her up and do this because you don't want your child to see this later on in life.
Nah, he needs to see this too.
No.
Because he has to understand what type of woman she is.
You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that to your child, because in 5 years from now, when y'all have moved on and you've forgiven her, but you're still not with her, you don't want to have put that out there like that, because that makes you look bad too.
it's bad judgment by picking her, right?
Because she could still be a great mom. Is she a great mom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
So let her be a great mom to your child. Y'all don't have to be together. At some point, when your child is old enough to understand, if you guys want to have that conversation, that's something. But right now, you don't want your child to have to feel the animosity between you and the mom. You don't ever want a child to have to choose.
Yeah, she a good mom, but she's not a good sister-in-law.
Right. She's a good mom, but she's not a good woman to you.
Or a good sister-in-law.
So my whole point is, I know you're angry right now, and you definitely need to have that conversation and move on. But I also feel like don't do something that is going to hurt your child. Think about that. That's the bigger picture.
I got you, yeah. I appreciate everything you just told me, you just calm me down a little bit.
All right, but definitely talk to them and definitely think about your child first. That's the most important thing.
Definitely, man. That's all I'm going to say. See more after.
All right, Bundles.
All right, we got more Ask Yee. When we come back, don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. It's Club. We're in the middle of Ask Yee. 800-585-1051. Hello, who's this?
This is James.
James, what's up, bro? What's your question for Yee?
I've been going through it, guys. Me and my son's mom split up in October. We've been together for 10 years. Ever since, it's just, I don't know. We're just having a real hard time. I'm having a real hard time. My son's having a real hard time. We're having a hard time co-parenting. I have a lot of anger towards her because kind of the way things went. Like, she broke my trust years ago, and we broke trust again. I wish we could figure it out. I don't think we ever can. My son, it's killing him. He tells me all the time he wants to stay with his dad. I spent all my savings, all my money fighting for 50-50 custody.
Right.
I feel like I don't even know what to do anymore, it seems like. And then it's like, I don't even know what to do now with my life. It's like I've been fighting for him for so long, trying to get the custody for him established. And then it's like, now what do I do with my life? I don't even know, man.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I just want to say I love you guys, too. I think you guys are great. I listen to you every single day.
Thank
when
you.
I'm at work and stuff. You guys really help me going through, especially when I feel like I don't have anybody, really, it feels like.
I'm really sorry to hear that you do have somebody, though. You do have your son who wants to be with his dad, and you want to be with your son, too. So that's dope. So you guys have had to fight in court. Why is it that she doesn't want to give you 50-50 custody?
Well, that's what I had to fight for, is for 50-50 custody. At first, she didn't want to give me 50-50 custody. It was really, I think it was because she made more money than me, and she'd always say,
it's a financial reason.
So finally we got, we were supposed to have a mediation, and then we got that, and finally, after, the mediation didn't go good, and then, a few weeks later, it all got figured out, but I had to, I just felt like I was coming to a point where I was, running out of money to keep fighting for my son.
Right.
And it's I didn't want to...
But James, no amount of money that you could spend is going to mean more to you than making sure that you have things right with your son in the custody. And it sucks that it has to be that way and be such a financial burden for people. But I know in your head, it doesn't even matter. That money, it matters. But what I'm saying is you'll do whatever you have to do to make sure that you're in your son's life the way that you want to be and need to be.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just sucks. It's I'm a good dad. Maybe I wasn't the best boyfriend or fiance or whatever, and I regret that, and I'm sorry for the things I have done, totally. But it just...
James, it's so important for you to do some positive things for yourself now. You've been working so long on this relationship and fighting to get your son. Now you got to focus on you, because you're not going to ever be beneficial being in a relationship unless you're good on your own.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's really what I'm having a hard time. I've been up for the last 3 hours. My stress level is through the roof. It's hard. I try and work out and try and get that stress down. It's it just sometimes feels like you just don't got nobody. Like I said, I'm stuck in this town over about an hour and a half away from my hometown. And I stay here because this is where we moved here to be closer to her.
Do your friends and family know that you need some support right now?
Yeah, but I don't know. It's
it's okay for you. It's okay for you to express that to them and tell them that you're having a hard time and that you really need them right now.
Yeah, just sometimes, you just feel like a burden, though. It's man,
it's not a burden. Listen, these people love you. They want to be there to help you. They want to see you get better. They might not even know what you're going through. Just like your own family and friends, if they need you, you'll be there for them, right?
Yeah, I try to be.
Okay. I promise you that if you reach out to your friends, if you reach out to your family and tell them, listen, I'm really going through some things. And even if you just need to vent, you need to talk, y'all need to get together. Maybe you need to plan a weekend, where you go home for the weekend and just be around people that love you and that care about you and leave that environment. Sometimes things like that can really help you just refocus. But it's a work in progress. You can't ever think that overnight things are going to get better. So just know that it's okay to be upset, to be disappointed, but it's also important for you to think about ways that you can improve yourself and put those thoughts into action.
Yeah, that's the hardest part I'm having right now, is trying to get myself back here. Because I know, like you said, if I'm not healthy and I'm not doing good, I can't do good for my son.
Right.
Yeah.
No, and I think it's great that you've been doing things like you said, like working out, trying to make yourself feel better, trying to go through some energy like that. Have some fun activities with your son. Maybe you and your son go back to your hometown for the weekend, and then so that we can keep in contact and make sure that you're doing good and figuring out ways that you could feel better.
Thank you.
All right. Hold on, James.
Damn. All right. Well, ask Yee. 800-585-1051. We got rumors on the way. Don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. To the rumors, let's find out which rapper wasn't allowed to eat at a restaurant because of his outfit.
This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club.
So listen up.
So Fat Joe walked out of a Ruth Chris Steakhouse. This was in Greensboro, North Carolina. Apparently, they felt like their clothes were not complying with the strict dress code. I didn't know Ruth Chris had a strict dress code.
I had no idea Ruth Chris had a dress code either.
Yeah, they were
I'm trying to
offered.
think. Do they? Well, no. Not that I think. No. I never see no signs, anything.
Just say you don't know.
No, because I was trying to think, because when I go there and I'm trying to think what I see people usually wearing.
Now, according to their website, it says, thank you for not wearing gym wear or sweatpants, tank tops, clothing with offensive graphics or language, midriff-bearing outfits, or exposed undergarments.
Well, you would never notice anyway, Envy. Because y'all going there color coordinated, okay? The whole family matching. Who's not going to see the whole family?
But I wear sweats all the time. Apparently somebody had on some track pants, and that's why they weren't allowed in because of the dress code. But I feel like that's everyday wear. We call that athleisure. It's actually, for women, one of the biggest growing parts of clothing right now is athleisure. Clothes that you can wear to the gym, but also look good enough to wear out and about.
And Joe left? He just left?
Yeah, he left, and, he was with Lauren Reidingers. He said, ban Ruth Chris. You think Fat Joe is not appropriately dressed for your restaurant? Shame on you. She was with the whole crew.
Wow.
All right, now, rep for the steakhouse said...
Plenty places to eat a steak, man. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm not tripping off Ruth Chris. I don't care.
They had that sweet potato casserole, though.
I don't think they served that no more.
Yes, I had it.
You do?
Yeah, just a couple months ago. Now, a rep said, we love having Fat Joe dine with us. He's visited before, and we look forward to welcoming him again. So, don't know what happened there. 50 Cent and Tekashi 6ix9ine, there was gunfire on their music video set. They said somebody in a white Porsche with Jersey license plates fired at least 11 shots while they were filming in Brooklyn.
11 shots?
Yeah, it says
they ain't hit nobody.
Shooter used a 9mm. No one was hit. And they were on set at the time of the shooting. So was Casanova. So was Uncle Murder. They don't believe the shooter was targeting any of the rappers, but they aren't so sure about that yet. So they're looking at surveillance video, but they have not taken anybody into custody.
All of that sounds perfectly on brand to me. 50 Cent, Tekashi 6ix9ine, Casanova, and Uncle Murder.
Yeah.
Only 11 shots were fired?
All right, now, talking about Casanova, he has turned himself in. He was arrested on robbery charges following the alleged assault of a woman. The victim spoke out about the altercation, did an interview, and issued a statement to the news outlets. But Casanova denies the allegation that he assaulted anyone. Now, according to some footage that they do have now, 50 Cent posted, see why you can't believe everything you hear? Shorty says Casanova didn't touch her.
Yeah, you didn't hear the audio?
We're about to play it.
Oh.
Calm down. Here we go.
He didn't touch you though, right?
Nobody hit me. I'm not no cop chasing ass motherfucker. I'm not no groupie ass motherfucker. Somebody can give me the name to the that actually touched me, then where's Slay?
But before she said
that he hit her. See, I really
That's
hate this because number one is women out here really getting beat on by men and they aren't being taken serious because of women like her. And I can't stand when people weaponize domestic violence or sexual abuse for personal gain. And I hate how this system works when it comes to those accusations because Casanova had to turn himself in simply because that woman said she did something he did something to
Now,
her.
Casanova posted, first I hit her, then now I'm being charged with robbery. What did I rob her for? If it ain't one thing, it's another. Rappers, celebrities, be on your game around these hoes. Clearly, this is a recording of her saying I didn't do nothing to her, but yet she's slandering my name on the news. This is
That's
defamation
crazy.
of character at its best. The crazy thing is, I ain't even mad at you. Just understand when it's all said and done, I'm suing that ass.
As
I
you
hope
should.
all them blogs and news channels post this too.
And she probably don't have no money, but you can garnish her wages. Now, it's proven that woman wasn't telling the truth, right? So what happens to her?
Correct.
What charges will she
Well,
face?
he said he's going to sue.
But what charges? Didn't she say face charges for that? That man had to go
And
turn himself
defamation
in.
and all of that. They
That
could
man was
actually-
in handcuffs, got put into a police car.
I agree with you.
You
Like,
could
come
actually
on.
press charges for that too, because that's her making all kinds of fraudulent
False statements, yeah. But what really happens when that happens? They usually just smack him on the wrist.
I can't say, but
That's
we'll
messed
see what
up.
happens. He's going to pursue this. So,
Salute to Casanova.
all right, now Travis Scott talks about executive producing the NBA 2K19 soundtrack. He said it is an honor. Listen to this.
It's an honor. It's dope. Always like a chance to be able to like curate music.
What does it mean for you to not only play it, but just be a part of the 2K franchise?
It means a lot because, you know, it reaches a lot of people in like different communities.
Yeah.
So to be able to be in the game and just to inspire people is just dope. I know a lot of friends who like used to love 2K more than they like my music. You know, when I like first started off, so like just to be in the forefront of the game, like I'm here.
Right.
Crazy.
You know who that is interviewing him?
LeBron James.
Yep. Just making sure, because people might not have known. All right, now, in the meantime, Travis Scott is also giving away money to people, like $100,000 is what the plan is. For instance, one person said, if Travis sends me anything with a comma, I'm quitting Target on sight and applying for the Space Force. #AstroWorld. And that's when Travis Scott sent him $1,000 and said, love your life, kid.
That's nice.
All right,
Why
well,
LeBron so bored in LA already that he doing interviews with Travis Scott?
it's for NBA 2K19.
And I'm sure he got a
I'm
share
sure
in
he
that
got in
somehow,
that, yeah.
some way.
You think he got a share in NBA 2K19?
I don't
doubt it, but I would hope so.
I don't
doubt it.
The
though.
way he moves, I'm sure he probably does.
All right, well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your rumor report. And by the way, NBA 2K19 releases September 11th.
All right. Thank you, Miss Yee. Now, up next is the People's Choice Mix. If you want to hear something, 800-585-1051. Shout to Revolt. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Everybody else, get your request in right now. I got you. Again, the number's 800-585-1051. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.